The big news today is the U.S. World Trophy team is out. Thad Duvall had a problem on the trail today. He houred out, which actually happens after a half hour. We got him to talk about exactly what happened on the trail. The great news is Ryan Sipes won the day, won 4 of the 6 tests today, beat his main competitor in every one of those tests. So he's just in good position to win the overall. No American has won the ISDE overall. So this is big, exciting news. We also spoke with Ryan today. We got Taylor Robert. He rode today under appeal. He had some troubles yesterday, we've mentioned, and he's still in the competition, although his results, well, we'll see if they count at the end, but it looks like likely they will not be counting, but he still will be riding every day, and he got 2nd overall in the day, so he is on the lead minute with Ryan Sipes. The junior trophy team had a day without much drama, which is the best thing you could say for anything, and right now they're still in contention for a podium position in their class. We think they may have gained a little bit on 2nd place, but we're going to wait this evening until the official results get announced.
Day 4, ISDE went well. It was a better day than yesterday. Every day keeps getting better, so it's good to keep it more comfortable. I feel like I'm finding that happy medium of pushing it, but not pushing it too much. You know, staying on the bike and not and hitting my lines. And it's interesting because you get out there and you really want to just push it into every corner, but it's almost better for me that I've kind of figured out now to, I'll come in and I'm like, man, I left a little bit there. I could have like pinned it a little bit more, but then I hit my line, and then so the next 3 corners work out well. Earlier in the week I was trying to pin it a little too much and I'd come in a little hot, miss my line by a foot. That'd put me 3 foot off in the next corner and 6 foot off in the next corner. So it's interesting how everything ties together. It's almost like a road course. It's the way I try to treat it is like a supermoto or a MotoGP kind of. You have to set everything up, but then you also got all the obstacles, the roots and rocks, and so that makes it tough too. And walking all the tests, you know, the week before definitely helped because now I know, you know, there's a stump coming out of this corner, so I really have to set it up wide so I don't run into the stump. 4 days into this is, I mean, the bike feels amazing. It still feels really good, and it's just working well for me. I'm running my same setup from GNCC, and Husky and WP's really got me dialed in with that stuff. And then my body, I mean, I'm sore, to be honest. My back is just sore. I think it's just the transfers are so rough, and you're just, you know, you're standing up, and it's tough on my back. I broke my back a couple times, so whether it's that or whether it's just I'm weak, I don't know, but I'm definitely sore. Last night I had to go and take a hot bath and kind of roll out and all that, but it'll be good. One more day of the tough stuff, and then day 6 will be smooth sailing.
All right, here we are, 2015, 6 days, day 4. Just wish I would be talking to you guys about something else, but ran into some problems today. After having one of my best days yesterday, finishing 4th overall, I started the morning out and was really excited for the next 2 days. These tests are pretty woodsy, and there's a bunch of off cameras and stuff, and I felt like I could have been pretty strong the next 2 days. And just one of those things happened. You know, I ran into a mechanical issue on my bike, and I didn't even make it to the first test. Before the first check, my bike just shut off, and you know, I ran through a couple things and trying to fix it, and it just didn't happen. And you know, I knew I had to have been close to the check, but I didn't really know if I should start pushing or something. And then luckily, one of the USA guys had ran up and said, "Hey, you know, the check's down, start pushing." And you know, I started pushing, and I pushed down over the hill, and then there was kind of like a flat spot. You know, I pushed again, and I was exhausted by the time I even got to the check. And you know, luckily they had a stator there, and you know, I hurried up. I think I had like 8 minutes or something like that, and I hurried up and ripped the old stator off and got the new one on and plugs and everything. And I think I had like a minute to make it through the check before I ran my 30 minutes up. And you know, I took off, and you know, I thought, okay, you know, I made it. The stator fixed the problem. It started right up, and I took off, and I just tried to regain my thoughts and said, you know, hey, now we just need to sacrifice for the team, and you know, you need to put in good times, and you know, get back at it tomorrow. And you know, I didn't make it 4 or 5 miles, and I started running into the same troubles I had before, and the bike shut off. And at this time, you know, in the back of my head, I said, okay, you know, I got to do something So, you know, I started ripping bolts off and looking for wires, see if there's anything unplugged. And, you know, growing up, you know, I was always taught to work on motorcycles, you know, and it benefits at these things. But when it comes to that stuff, I was totally out of my element today because I was checking everything and I was running out of things to check to try to make my bike keep going. And, you know, I knew it was going to be too late by the time I got to the check. And I sit down and I put my head down. There was nothing really I could do. And, you know, I knew it was over. And I'm not disappointed just for myself. I'm disappointed because of the team. You know, there was 5 of us left, and, you know, all 5 of us had to have good solid 3 days. And, you know, I feel like I let the team down a little bit. But, you know, when it comes to mechanical things like that, it's out of my hands. And, you know, we came back, I got back, and we even messed with it a little bit, and we still can't figure out the issue. But, you know, hats off to Husqvarna for building me an awesome bike for lasted all week. You know, I had some of my best times on it and everything. And, you know, it's a privilege to be able to come over here and represent America on the trophy team. So, I mean, I'm happy that you know, I was doing as well as I am, but pretty gutted about today. Yeah, you know, today was my last straw. You know, you have 30 minutes at each check to make it there, and if you don't make it in that 30 minutes, you're done. It's a little different for the trophy and junior team than the club team. The club team has 3 hours and they can restart the next day. But for the trophy, you can't do that, which stinks, but you know, you have 30 minutes to make it to the check, and if you don't make it in those 30 minutes, you're done for the whole 6 days. So yeah, you know, I surpassed the 30 minutes today, so I will not be rejoining the 6 days the rest of the week.
Day 4 here in Slovakia. Didn't go so well for me. Put in some good times, but just didn't feel like I was riding like I know I can. And I was kind of bummed out after a few tests, and had a big crash in the 5th test, and then the 4th test, and then was transferring to the 5th test, and had another big crash in a high-speed road, and yeah, it just seemed like I was struggling all day. And after I crashed in the 4th test, it tweaked my front end and put my suspension in a bind, so my forks weren't working or anything in the next test, and it kind of threw me off. And you know, I ended up 16th overall, so that's not too awful, but last test I pulled it through with a 7th through there, and it was my best run of the day, so I'm happy with that. And you know, starting to rain here, you know, it just started raining about an hour ago, and it's super slippery, and it's going to be really slippery tomorrow. So you know, tomorrow I'm just going to try to stay smooth and try to find that traction. And normally I do pretty good in the mud, so I'm looking forward to that. So you know, just looking forward to tomorrow and improving, and then after that it's the last day on the motocross, so we're almost through.
Just got done with day 4 here at ISDE. Today was my best day on the bike. I actually ended up 2nd overall, but unfortunately I don't know if it's going to count or not, because yesterday it ran into some issues on the trail. I was riding in a group of about 8 riders with some of the best riders in the world. I mean, there was Cristobal Guerrero, 3 of the French trophy riders, David Knight, another Spaniard, one of the Italian trophy riders. So we had some really good guys that we were riding with. It's not like we were riding with amateurs. And what happened was 95% of the trail we rode yesterday was just day 1 and 2 backwards. And we're just riding along, basically following the trail. And at some point we missed an arrow where it got off of the trail from the day before, and we all 8 of us missed it. And we just kept riding backwards on the trail from day 1 and 2. And we got a little ways and we realized that there was no more yellow markers, and we're like, what do we do? And we knew the time check was gonna be a little tight because they tightened up the time schedule as well. So we basically all just decided, well, we know this trail is gonna get us to the time check because the time check's in the same spot as it was the day before, and this trail definitely goes there. So we're like, well, let's just keep going. It didn't really take us that far out of the way. And we ended up missing one of the punch card checks, which are like the hidden checkpoints, and they disqualified all 8 of us from the race. And then the AMA appealed that decision, and that's what was able to let me start today, and why I'm going to be able to start tomorrow. So they're still waiting for the appeal results, but I guess it doesn't look too good. I don't really know what's going on. I'm just going out there and riding, and unfortunately Thad's bike broke today, so it doesn't really matter anyway because now we're out as a team. But now that I since I got third yesterday, I started on the front row with Ryan today and just rode with Ryan all day, which was awesome because Ryan and I go way back and have a good history, so it was fun. It was just like riding with one of my buddies, and we're really close in the test, so I was having a blast today. And then tomorrow's going to be the same thing, since I got second today. I get to start on the front row with him again, and just, yeah, I'm going to go out there and just try and help Ryan, really. I mean, in the test, I'm going to do my own thing and just ride my own race, and just kind of use it as practice, since I don't know if my scores are going to count or not anyway. Since I don't ever really get to do this format, I'm just going to go out there and do the best I can, and then just kind of chase Ryan around, because now I'm the perfect chase rider since I get to start with him. I'm on virtually the same bike, and riders can help riders, so if anything happens to Ryan, I'll be there and help him out.